Hello, welcome back everyone to the final session of this year's PdF Europe. We are going to conclude the conference with a set of forward-looking talks. These are some big, grand ideas for the future to kind of set the tone moving forward to hopefully leave you with energy and a positive mood on the way home. I'd like to therefore, with no further ado, introduce Lene Petterson, who's a PhD candidate at BI, the Norwegian School of Management, and has also previously been working as a strategic advisor at the Norwegian IT company Bouvet. And her talk is entitled, "Can Social Media Make More Democracy for Everybody?" So, Lene, please come up onto the stage. Thank you.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. And thank you for inviting me. I'm honored. It's been an inspiring conference so far. My name is Lene Petterson, and I'm not that tall, so I'll do it like this. And I'll do my best for the next 10 minutes to place your mindsets on important issues that we often seem to ignore when discussing social media, or social software that I prefer to say, to highlight that I'm speaking about a certain type of information technology and not the specific application as Facebook or YouTube, for instance. I normally speak to a more tech-oriented audience, so please forgive me if a few of my points are old news to you. I'm a social anthropologist and a PhD fellow at the Norwegian School of Management, where my doctoral work is done in close relation with a research project, Network Power, where we try to investigate if and how social software can empower people and make innovation within organizations. The project is run over a 4-year period of time, and it's led by a Norwegian consultancy services called the Devoteam Group, and within the Norwegian research group SINTEF. My main research interest is how social software can be used within organizations, and so it can help employees across divisions, locations, and disciplines from reinventing the wheel and share knowledge and collaborate across borders. There was a tweet yesterday from Erika Says that said, "Organizing is about changing culture," and I couldn't agree more. As a concept developer, I worked a lot with organizational change, and I know the importance of developing an engagement strategy. Oh, I forgot to tab. There you go. We need to develop empowerment strategies so we can empower employees within organizations and making the change and direction that we want to. Well, enough about me. I want to use my noble 10 minutes to discuss two important issues, especially that we often tend to ignore, namely, who is everybody, and is everybody actually present in the social software landscape? Social software is recognized by functionality that allows for interaction, collaboration, and dialogue. The whole idea is that we together can create content. Social software represents, in this sense, a revolution for society by giving all people a communication channel and an opportunity to engage in societal matters, make an impact on governmental agendas, and put a pressure on established media. This represents a substantial step from the first version of the web that was based on a one-way communication platform where users were passive consumers. In this well-known book, Here Comes Everybody, Clay Shirky shows that social collaboration follows the power law, meaning that 80% of content is created by 20% participants. Henry Blodgett shows in his blog post, "Who the hell writes Wikipedia anyway?" posted in the Business Insider last year, that 50% of all edits in Wikipedia are done by just 7% of the users. In fact, Blodgett says, the most active are only 2%. 2%. The research of the Norwegians Petter Brandtzæg and Marika Lyders find that young males are the most active users of the internet, and that young males has the power of defining content and thereby setting the agenda. Alexandra Dunn just finished her master thesis, Locked Out LinkedIn, where she investigates who contributes with hyperlinks and content on the April 6 Youth Movement Facebook group in Egypt. And one of her findings is that, while technically open, contributions on the site is dominated by a small group of users. Information and content on the internet, and thereby also within social software applications, represent someone's point of view. And as social and political science has taught us, representations of information, reality, and knowledge cannot be discussed without including concepts as power and social capital. Content, information, hyperlinks, contributions on the internet, and contributions within social democratic arenas are colored by someone's power of defining content and what's on the agenda. This leads me to my second and last point of this presentation, namely the fact that not everybody lives in the social software landscape. Tara Brabison, professor of University of Brighton, criticizes Clay Shirky in his book Here Comes Everybody for excluding older citizens, the poor and the illiterate. In her book, The Revolution Will Not Be Downloaded, she states that Web 2.0 ignores the digital divide and instead activates digital dissent. She says that instead of celebrating Facebook, YouTube, and MySpace, we should pay attention to those groups still excluded from the first version of the web. Her book attacks the often implicit assumption that everyone is online and that everyone is using online resources. Not only is Web 2.0 a buzzword, but it increases the online opportunities and applications for those already online, while ignoring those still excluded from the first version of the web, she says. Her book not only shows us who is using particular online platforms, but the cost to citizenship and democracy through that social profile. Social software are rich applications and has the ability to represent content in a range of user-friendly ways, as in readable, in text, as in listenable, in sound, and as in seeingable, in pictures, video. By representing content in a different way, we know it's easier to understand and grasp for all people. By representing information and content in various ways by using different narratives, we can reach a far larger amount of people despite uneven distribution of social, political, and human capital and digital abilities. But at the same time, we need to be aware of important guidelines such as the area criteria for rich applications so that the technological framework is developed in line with universal design, so that all social software will be easier to use for people from all segments of society. Touchscreen devices, for instance, cannot be used by everybody. Just because social software is democratic in its form per se, it doesn't mean everybody has the knowledge of how to use, how to contribute, or how to engage. Social software is just one communication platform. You seldom find your audience at once, but only. We need to draw attention on how we can engage people living offline and how we can secure diversity and not only the elite's opinions. Yesterday's presentation by Refugees United is an excellent example of how we need to think of where are the users and how the communication to the end user is essential. I'll end this speak by a quote from Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the web himself, who once said that the power of the web is in its universality. Access by everyone, regardless of disability, is an essential aspect. Because not everybody comes here, at least not yet. And where is here anyway? Until then, it's important to discuss and work on how we can engage everybody and how we mind the power law. We have to be aware of that. Not everybody has an iPhone and know how to use an app developed to increase weak government and citizenship. We need to develop engagement strategies to secure all people engagement. John Wunderlich said yesterday that at the Open Data panel that Internet empowers collective action. Whose collective action? Thank you.